us now, John?
Oh, sorry, I muted.
Good morning.
My first day.
Good morning. There we
Okay.
go.
You hear us all right, John?
Yep.
Okay, we'll get started. We'd like to welcome Collin Morikawa into the virtual interview room here at the CJ Cup at Summit. He's making his season debut. Collin, first of all, get you to recap last season. 2 wins, obviously winning at the Open and finishing 26th at FedEx Cup. You can recap the season for us, please.
Yeah, obviously having 2 wins, including a WGC and a major, it's going to be great. You're going to have a decent season. You're going to have a run at the playoffs. But I think overall, the consistency, throughout the season wasn't there. I know I started off a little poorly throughout the fall. It was a long season, right? We had 6 majors. We had a lot of tournaments. And, everything just didn't line up for me to finish well in the playoffs. And obviously I had some issues kind of going into those 3 weeks. But I think it's just a little more motivation for me coming into this new season. And, it's crazy to think that I'm in my 4th season right now, being only, 2.5 years in as a pro.
And here you are making your 3rd start at the CJ Cup. If we can get you to comment on this event, especially this week at the Summit. Finished T12 last year at a different golf course. If you can comment on this tournament, please.
Yeah, obviously being in Vegas feels nice. It's nice to sleep in my own bed and to be at the course, to be at Summit, the place I practice at every day. It's kind of unique. I don't think I've ever played a tournament on a home course. You have home courses in college, but you don't practice there every day and you don't chip and putt. I mean, this is a course I come out during my off weeks. I'm in a cart. I go and play, 5 holes, 18 holes, 36, whatever it may be. I'm not sure how I'm really going to go into this week, just mentally about that. But I have to remember that this is still a tournament. This is the start of a new season, and I've got to be ready by Thursday, just like every other week.
Tough gig, maybe, having to play here, I guess. Pretty nice spot. We will get started with questions from Greg Robertson with the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Morning, Collin. This course, your peers are seeing it probably for the first time today. So what is it about this course that you already know that they're going to have to learn? And what is just your general impressions of the course overall?
Yeah. Look, these guys are the best in the world, and we do it every week. We show up to courses that we've never played, and you have to figure them out Monday through Wednesday. So there's no issues there. But there's a sense of comfort, right? Like I said, I go out on my off weeks and I just tee it up out here. I play however many holes. So I'm comfortable with a lot of the tee shots. I'm comfortable with the approaches. I know where the greens break. I know where to miss the shots. So hopefully we can execute the shots this week. But there's just a sense of comfort. There's not that sense of urgency to figure out the golf course per se. Today on Tuesday or tomorrow during the Pro-Am. I'm ready. So I'm going to go out and try and just be as prepped as I can come Thursday. So, Summit's obviously a beautiful course. Discovery does a great job with them. And they just, everything about it from just condition-wise to the views, it's going to test us. I think there's going to be quite a few birdies out here, but there's nothing wrong with that. And hopefully we can make a few more than everyone else.
And then if I could just ask, so early in your career with 2 majors already and the start of a new season, what kind of goals are you setting for yourself? And because of your recent success, does that change your goals?
I think it has to change your goals. I can't get complacent, and I can't, I always want to keep pushing myself, right? I want to keep getting better, and I think there's a lot of room for improvement. There's a ton of new goals. I'm not going to list them all out right here, but there's a lot of things looking back at the past couple seasons or past few seasons that I want to improve. And I think if I improve those while still maintaining or getting better at already what my strengths are, I'll just be contending more. I'll come down to those weekends a little more often, and hopefully we can keep closing out tournaments.
Great. Thank you.
Okay, let's go to Daniel Rappaport with Golf Digest.
I thought that part was your home course, but
yeah, you're well.
pictures of you from your first couple starts for something, and it seems like you're bigger, you're filling out a little bit. I know that you've been working hard in the gym since the Ryder Cup. What are your sort of off-course fitness goals? Like, what are you working on?
I think the biggest thing is not to get injured. That obviously was the worst thing that could have happened. Obviously, the timing. I mean, I've put on a couple pounds, but that's probably just eating a bunch over these off weeks and through the Ryder Cup. So, yeah, I obviously want to get stronger. I want to be a little more on top of things when it comes to working out and making sure, I'm accountable for what I do. It's hard when you're in college, you have a team, and that's what's great is that you're forced to go to workouts at 6 a.m. or 5:30, and you have to show up. When you're a pro golfer, especially if I'm playing well, yeah, why change things? But sometimes it's not just for the present; it's for the future, and you want to keep focusing on the longevity of your career. So I think for me, it's just to make sure I maintain things and just get better. Can I find little aspects of my game that I can get better at? Absolutely. One thing, I'm pretty bad out of the rough, and how do I get better at that? Whether it's just learning how to hit better shots or just getting just a little physically stronger.
And just one quick follow-up. What's your low score around Summit?
I think I shot 62. I want to say Mavis shot 61 though. I think.
Is that the course record, or is it not competition, so it's not like official?
I have no clue. I think some people believe I have the course record, but I know Mavis shot 61, so I'm not gonna say I have the course record here.
Got it. All right, goodbye.
Okay, let's go to Steve DeMeglio with USA Today.
Collin, I know you've won 2 majors, the WGC, a couple other wins, but what did you get out of the Ryder Cup?
The Ryder Cup is a whole other beast of itself, right? It brings things out of you, and you could see it out of a lot of other players, especially this year, that they're ready to play. And you fight so much more, and I think you're ready by hole 1. Sometimes you wake up on a Thursday in a tournament, and you just aren't mentally ready. But at the Ryder Cup, you have to be ready, right? You want to be 1 up through 1. You want to be 2 up through 2. And I think those are lessons you can learn is that, a tournament is 72 holes, and the 250th shot is going to be the same as the first shot, right? They all count as 1 shot. So how do you be prepared like that? But the Ryder Cup, it means so much because you represent your country, you represent your team, you represent your family, and everyone's just fighting for the same thing, right? So it just brought out so much in us, and you could see it in everyone, see how exhausted everyone was after the week, because even though we're only playing, 3 days, yeah, there's 36 whole days. You just put so much energy into those weeks, and there's just so much fun. So hopefully there's a lot more team events in the future.
I know you've alluded to it a little bit, but is there a way to come up with a plan to be more consistent?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you have. I need to be more specific, and that's what I do with Rick and my coach. Is be more specific in what consistency means, right? Whether that's putting or chipping or ball striking, whatever it may be. There's little aspects to building those kind of blocks for consistency. But for me, you look at John Rahm when I turned this past year, the consistency he had in top tens, obviously contending. Yeah, he won once, but he was contending a lot, right? Sometimes you just need luck to go your way. And I remember when I turned pro, Rory was finishing I think top 5 in every event. And, that's where I want my game to be, because that means I'm able to travel every week and just be ready, right? And not have to tinker things here and there. And that's where I want my game to be.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, let's go to Doug Ferguson with the Associated Press.
Collin, one quick Ryder Cup follow. I was talking to Kenley a little bit about this yesterday. Both of you guys are very controlled of your emotions as you're playing different kettle of fish at the Ryder Cup, and Pat was saying it's just natural, different from what you see this week or even in a major. Did the emotions you felt that even displayed at times? I certainly wouldn't call it over the top, but did it feel like it came natural just because of the event?
Yeah, absolutely. You can feel the fans, you can feel the energy, right? And obviously I saw Shane Lowry yesterday. We had 99.9% of the fans on our side, right? So you could feel that, and we draw a lot of the energy from the fans. I mean, you look at how we went from COVID and then we came back with no fans and it kind of got dull, after a month. Yeah, it was nice to play with the guys, but it just got dull. So when you have fans that are rooting you on, it's going to bring out emotions, and every hole's a little mini match, right? You've heard that in match play. You just win that hole and then you have to move on to the next. And just because you celebrate doesn't mean, your heart rate has to pump up for the next hole. You have to be able to control that. And I think there's a lot of guys, a lot of the top guys know how to control that and kind of bring that down to another level. So when they do celebrate, you can move on and keep playing. So yeah, it's all natural. It's all just the raw emotion. And that's what's cool about those team events, is that it really does bring something out of us that you normally, or a majority of guys out here don't have every single week.
How much of it was responding to the fans, contrasting that with just being part of the team?
I think it was just wanting to win. Like we want to win so bad, and when you're partnered up with a teammate, and when I'm partnered up with DJ, you just want to get riled up. And DJ's a little more mellow, and yeah, he's going to throw fist pumps, but we're just trying to just do our business, right? What's the end goal is to get a point on the board for our team when we're out there, and you're going to throw fist pumps, but when you're able to make a putt on the last hole, right? Those are the moments you're always going to remember. So when I made the putt on, I think, Saturday afternoon with DJ to win our match, like that's the raw emotion that you just can't, like, you can never forget, and hopefully you can draw upon that for the future.
Then one last thing, if you don't mind. You're still relatively new. I got to think you played probably 12, 13, 14 new courses to you. Maybe your first full year, 20. And this year really wasn't that much different. At what point do you start, tailoring your schedule to places that you know and you like as you go forward?
Yeah, I've been very fortunate. Obviously, I won in 19, so I had, I was in a category of the winners category, so I was able to already pick my schedule. I haven't been able, or I haven't had to go in the fall and play, say, all the fall events. So I've been very, very fortunate, and because of that, I've been able to already figure out courses I like, courses JJ thinks I'm going to play well at, and just get our team together and kind of just order and make sure I'm not playing too much, and make sure I'm playing the right courses. So I think at this point I've already done a pretty decent job at it, of finding courses I like and finding courses that fit me well. I'm sure there's courses out there that I haven't played yet, and hopefully I'm able to add them onto the schedule and figure out why they would be a good fit. But look, I show up every week trying to win. I feel like I haven't showed up to a course that I feel like I can't. And when I get to that point, then maybe I need to figure out something I need to add to my game. But I don't want to, I love every event. Every event does very well for everyone and for the communities around. So it's very nice to go out and play new tournaments when you can.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to Brian Frohlberg with Golf Las Vegas now.
Hey, Collin. Appreciate you taking some time this morning. Doing a story for SI.com/golf. Sports betting has proliferated, and obviously being here in Vegas, it's always a topic. But what's the first, and the PGA Tour has an official partnership as well. What's the first thing that comes to your mind about this proliferation and more focus on sports betting, including PGA Tour betting? And are the odds more of a topic of discussion amongst players now?
No, because I don't think we care about our odds at all. I think if you ask any athlete, I don't think they care about their odds. But is sports betting good for the world? Absolutely. I mean, I think it brings a different type of audience, a different type of people into golf, and that's what we need. We need golf to be on a bigger worldwide stage every single day, because that's how we want to grow our sport. I think that's how a lot of the best golfers have left their legacies, is how they've grown the sport, not just what they've done and what they've won, but how they've reached out to new people, reached out to new communities, kids, whatever it may be, to keep growing golf. So in that sense, yeah, I think it's great. I think it's great for the game as long as it's respectful. We play in a different type of, arena per se. We're not in a solidified stadium where you can make as much noise. I mean, we're still a respectful game, and you have to respect us when we're hitting. So we'll see how that kind of plays out. But I think for the most part, it's going to be great, because you're going to see a different crowd of fans, and that's what we've seen. When you see when we go to new locations, you see different kind of populations and people, which is great for the game itself.
Appreciate that answer, and your information about year 62 and NAV 61 lines up with what I've been told as well. So thank you. Good luck this week.
Okay, time for a couple more. Let's go to Chris Gatris from Golf Channel.
Hey, Collin, asking you to play course analyst a little bit here. What are some of the things that the fans at home watching on TV are going to see this week that they're going to like about seeing on this course?
I think first off are the views. I think you got some of the most beautiful views out here in Vegas, looking over the Strip, pretty far away on the mountain. There's actually snow already on the mountains from I think last night, which is pretty cool. But you're going to see a lot of undulations, right? You're going to see guys hitting certain shots that might land near the pins and it's going to roll off. It might not roll off down, funnels and kind of bowls off the green, but it's going to roll pretty far away. You might be left with a lot of 50 footers, 40 footers. So you're going to see some approach shots. It's really going to test that. Can you put it in the right spot? And you're going to see a lot of attacking on par fives. You're going to see, I think, quite a few eagles this week. And that's what's exciting, right? That's what makes TV and the fans excited to see a lot of us, go for par fives and make some threes on them.
And second question, this morning the USGA put out a news release saying that they're going to have a local rule maxing out on clubs at 46 inches. Any reaction to that?
Look, it's not going to change my driver specs, I'll tell you that. And I don't think it's going to change many other guys' driver specs. Is that the answer to hitting it shorter? No. I think, if you have a long drive and you see what Bryson did, you see what long drive guys do, they have a longer driver, right? And they're able to hit it farther. But can you maintain that on the golf course? Hasn't been done yet. I'm not saying it won't be done. But, if a guy wants a 47-inch driver, I think they should let him, because why not? Why not? We've seen courses that you end up shooting, 10 to 15 under. And it's not because the course is 9,000 yards long. We don't play that, right? It's because it makes you shape shots. It makes you hit different shots. And it's all about course design. So that's my opinion in it, or on it, is that I think course design needs to be structured in a way of where we don't need 8,000 yard courses. Yeah, they're great sometimes, but there's a lot of short courses on our tour that, don't provide 25 under par. And it's because of the way the layout is and the conditions. So I don't think many guys have over 46 inches their driver anyway, so I don't think it'll change much.
Thanks, sir.
Okay, we'll wrap it up with Greg Robertson again from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Colin, so last week at Shriners, we had 6 Ryder Cuppers play for the first time since the event, and 4 of them missed the cut, and the other 2 were not a factor. Do you think there's a Ryder Cup hangover, and do you feel like that might happen this week? Just getting back to the grind after such a high?
I've taken 2 weeks off. I've done a lot of other things other than golf. So, maybe there's a high, maybe there's a low. I don't know. I haven't played in a Ryder Cup, and I hope there isn't. But I'm just focused on this week. I think it's such a small sample size to count 6 guys, and there's only 24 of us that played. To count 6 guys there and then say, how did they play? I know there was a handful of guys that went over and played, I think, the Dunhill Links or whatever, the Pro-Am for the European Tour. And I think a couple of them played well. So, is there a high, is there a low? I think everyone's different on how you gauge what the Ryder Cup means to you and how you kind of tail off from that. The Ryder Cup to me, was a whole beast of itself, and I've got to focus on this new season. It was awesome to win, and that was our goal for that week. But this week's a new goal, and how do I start the season off on the best foot forward?
Do you feel ready?
Absolutely. I needed this break. Body feels good. At the Ryder Cup, my body felt great. I was hitting the ball normal, which is always exciting. And, hopefully we're just bringing that on to this new season. And, I'm absolutely ready.
Great. Thank you.
All right, Colin, thank you for your time, and best of luck this week.
Thank you, guys.